Jerusalem had fallen. My people were carried away to Babylon, the greatest empire on earth. Among the captives were 4 young men of noble birth: Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The Babylonians gave them new names: Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They could change their names, but not their hearts. These young men excelled in everything. I gave them knowledge and understanding in every kind of literature and learning. King Nebuchadnezzar found them 10 times better than all the magicians in his kingdom. He appointed Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego as administrators over the province of Babylon. Success seemed complete, but King Nebuchadnezzar's pride knew no bounds. He built an image of gold, 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide. It towered over the plain of Dura, visible for miles. This was not just a statue. It was a statement. Nebuchadnezzar was supreme. All would worship him or die. The king summoned officials from every province to the dedication. Then the herald proclaimed loudly, "When you hear the music play, you must fall down and worship the golden image. Whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into a blazing furnace." The choice was clear: bow or burn. The music began. Horn, flute, harp, pipe, and every kind of instrument filled the air. As one, the vast crowd fell to their faces before the golden image. Thousands upon thousands bowed low. But 3 men remained standing. In a sea of prostrate bodies, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood like pillars. Some astrologers came forward and denounced the Jews. They said to Nebuchadnezzar, "O king, live forever. These men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, pay no attention to you. They neither serve your gods nor worship the golden image you have set up." Jealousy had found its weapon. The trap was sprung. Nebuchadnezzar was furious. He summoned the 3 men and demanded, "Is it true that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image? I will give you one more chance. If you bow down, good. But if not, you will be thrown into the blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?" Their answer echoed through eternity. "King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it. He will deliver us from your majesty's hand." Words of absolute faith in the face of certain death. And they spoke the most powerful words of faith ever uttered. "But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up, even if." Faith that does not demand deliverance. Trust that accepts any outcome from my hand. Nebuchadnezzar was so enraged that his face was distorted with fury. "Heat the furnace 7 times hotter than usual," he commanded. The furnace roared to life, its flames reaching higher and higher. The heat was so intense that the soldiers who threw them in were killed by the flames. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were bound, still wearing their robes and turbans and other clothes. The strongest soldiers in the king's army carried them to the furnace opening. They threw them into the blazing fire. The soldiers died from the heat. The 3 men fell down into the midst of the flames. Suddenly, Nebuchadnezzar leaped to his feet in amazement. "Didn't we throw 3 men bound into the fire?" he asked his advisors. "Yes, your majesty," they replied. The king's face was pale with shock. "Look," he cried, "I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed. 4 men walking freely in the flames. And the 4th," Nebuchadnezzar gasped, "looks like a son of the gods." I had come to walk with my faithful ones. In their darkest hour, in the hottest fire, I was there. The ropes burned away, but their flesh did not. They were free in the fire. Nebuchadnezzar approached the door of the furnace. "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out," he shouted. "Come here." The 3 men walked out of the flames. Every official gathered around them in amazement. What they saw defied all reason. The officials examined them closely. The fire had not harmed their bodies. Not a hair on their heads was singed. Their robes were not scorched. There was no smell of fire on them. They had walked through the hottest furnace in the empire and come out without even the scent of smoke. Nebuchadnezzar declared, "Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants." They trusted in him and defied the king's command, willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God. The king issued a new decree. Any people, nation, or language that says anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut into pieces, for no other God can save in this way. The God they would not deny was now protected by royal decree. Their faithfulness changed an empire. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to even higher positions in the province of Babylon. Those who sought to destroy them through accusation watched as they rose higher than before. My faithful ones always triumph in the end. Faithfulness leads to exaltation. Their story has inspired countless believers facing their own furnaces. Martyrs throughout history have echoed their words. But even if he does not, when faith does not depend on deliverance, it becomes unconquerable. This is the faith that overcomes the world. Beloved child, what furnace threatens you today? What pressure demands you bow to something other than me? Remember these 3 young men. I do not always rescue my children from the fire, but I always walk with them through it. Stand firm. Refuse to bow. I will be your 4th man in the flames. Until we speak again.